All right, come on. In here, get out of the sun. Come on, people. This is my aunt. For those of you who haven't seen me since I was very small, I'm Jen. And I think Hallmark stock went down in April when the change died. I have to agree with everything Melinda said. She was the card master. Birthdays, anniversaries, congratulations,
Easter.
you're still alive, like Easter, every holiday out there. And followed in the fine tradition of my grandmother, who also wholeheartedly supported Hallmark. So in thinking about that, I had to start thinking about what's left, and what's the legacy, and what's here for those of us. Because this is the third time I've spoken at Fort Logan for our family. And it'll be the last. But the joy of getting grayer and losing hair is realizing that we go to a lot of these, go to a lot of funerals. And I'm so glad that this time we get to have a brand new baby. Because that makes me feel really good about the circle of our life. And it makes me feel really good about our family. That there's still someone that, I don't know if Hallmark will be here in 40 more years, but there's still someone that'll be part of that. So I thought a lot about what it was that our family has and what it was that Aunt Jen's left us. And a lot of people spoke today, and a lot of people said all the things that were important. She adopted people, she took people in. I don't think she ever met a stranger, not that I ever saw. But all of that, at the end of the day, boils down to an immense generosity of spirit. She loved. And then when she was done, she loved some more. And then when she was done with that, she went out and loved some more. And you don't find that so often in the world. You don't find that so often in families. And as much fun as we all made of her for being very small, she took all of that dynamite and generosity and love and went out into the world. And those of us that knew her the longest, Dad, Aunt Vicki, I'm sure there was some trauma in there as children, and it was not all love.
Well, she was good at kicking shit.
Oh, she was really good, yeah, low to the ground, right? But she was really lucky because somewhere in the middle of that process, she met her soulmate, which some of us are lucky enough to do and some of us aren't. And I have to think they're probably together in heaven now, where they belong. And she missed him for a really, really long time. And I have to think that that's better for her. I also strongly suspect that she's sitting next to my grandfather and they are arguing about the Broncos and probably placing ridiculous wagers. She is also next to my grandmother arguing about whatever it is that the two of them talked about every day, twice a day. Because I have rarely seen two people who were so close as they were. So knowing that she's in a better place, I feel a little bit better. Knowing that all of us are here, and it just sucks to see you guys at funerals and not at happy things. But knowing that all of you are here makes me feel a little bit better for that love. I'm sad because she's gone. And she was kind enough my entire life to invite us to the big city and show us all the really special parts of living here. And Waterworld and Tattered Cover, which probably started my book addiction. I don't know that that was very healthy. And all of the things that she was so eager to share with everyone that was part of her life at any point. I miss that. And I miss her curiosity for what all of us were doing at any given point. point. Even if it was far away, even if she didn't understand it, even if it didn't make sense, she wanted to know. And she wanted to know because she loved, and it was important to her to know that we were taken care of. So I am hopeful that her legacy, which lives right there, is more love and more generosity and more curiosity for whoever crosses your path. Because I think that was the legacy my aunt gave us.
I know we've been joined by some people here that were not up at the celebration of life. Is there anybody that would like to speak? Yeah, everybody loves center stage. Sis, you wanna come help me close? Yeah, Hmm?
A few things that I didn't get to mention earlier, because, you know, that whole writing it out didn't go well. Some of Mom's simple pleasures, some of the things that she enjoyed most in this world, gardening. She had a love for pansy snapdragons, Johnny jump ups. She was pretty sure that there had to be a cucumber plant at her house every summer for the girls to pick cucumbers from. So gardening was a passion of hers. The Hallmark Channel, she got rather frustrated at the fact that she had seen every single Hallmark movie that was on that channel when she was at the rehab center because she had nothing else to do with her time. And so she told Krista that they needed to make more because she had run out of them. Finding little treasures for people that no one would ever think to look for themselves. Aspen trees were definitely her favorite. We went last fall, and I'm so glad that we did clear over to Aspen to the John Denver gardens. And jewelry, her patriotic spirit, she was constantly a supporter of our United States military and our veterans and active duty as well. That is something that she never hesitated to thank a veteran for their service. She oftentimes even secretly bought breakfast for veterans, especially those who sat alone without family. That was just her way.
I have done so well. Okay, I'm gonna champion through this. All right. One of Mom's favorite poems is Footprints. One night, a man had a dream. He dreamed that he was walking along the beach with the Lord. Across the sky flashed scenes from his life. For each scene, he noticed two sets of footprints in the sand. One belonged to him and the other to the Lord. When the last scene of his life flashed before him, he looked at the beach at the footprints in the sand. He noticed many times along the path of his life, there were only one set of footprints. He also noticed that it happened at the lowest and saddest times in his life. This really bothered him, and so he questioned the Lord about it. Lord, you said that once I decided to follow you, you would walk with me all the way. I have noticed that during some of the most troubled times of my life, there is only one set of footprints. I don't understand why, when I needed you the most, you would leave me. The Lord replied, my precious, precious child, I love you. I would never leave you. During those times of trial and suffering, when you only see one footprints, that was when I carried you. Not cry.
We just want to thank everyone again for the love, the friendship, the family that you all provided for Mom through the years, and that you continue to provide for us in her passing. It has meant so much to us that we still periodically get text messages, Facebook messages, phone calls, letting us know that we haven't been forgotten in all of this, and that her love and her legacy continue. So thank you.
Brian did let me know that, after 4 p.m. that we can visit the grave at that time. So if anyone does want to visit, it would need to be after 4.
So ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our service for today. Please take a moment to look around you, as this is a very special cemetery in which only veterans and their qualified dependents may be interred here. So please be rest assured to know that your loved one is going to be honored and cared for here in Fort Logan. Unfortunately, here at Fort Logan, we do a service that's every hour. So I'm going to respectfully ask that you go back to your cars so I can prepare the shelter for the next families. And then, like you said, after 4 o'clock, today is when you go to the gravesite. Thank you so much.